What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Maverick here with another episode of BEASTARS Season 2. So, as you guys might tell by now, I'm in a different recording environment. This is actually my parents' house and my old room. I'm visiting them for Lunar New Year's. And so, this is not exactly my normal recording environment. I'm also doing this on my laptop as well and not my usual setup. So, do expect a drop in the audio and video quality. But, bear with me for a week. It'll come back to normal by the next episode. But, putting that aside, what happened last episode, right? Obviously, the big thing here is that we left on a bit of a cliffhanger in regards to Louis and Louis's relation to his father. We saw his father back in season 1. We learned a little bit about Louis's backstory and how I guess the drama right now is he doesn't know whether his father actually loves him or not, or just views him as a valuable tool, or maybe does he view him as a son, an actual legitimate son, or does he view him as a failure? All that sort of good stuff, right? Another thing that's kind of bugging me, honestly, is that we don't know in a lot of these scenes whether or not Louis is doing this like right here in the now. In the now situation, or if it's actually something that happened in the past 2 months when he went missing, right? I guess it's not really that important, but it's just kind of bugging me how we can't really tell. But I don't think it's going to be actually important. Beyond that, obviously, we still have the Legosi stuff as well and his training, and we'll just see how that goes. For now, let's just get right into the episode. Alright, so I'm cutting off the opening portion for this, just to save some time. So, I'm going in directly into the episode at the 1 minute 30 mark. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. 'Ad-lib is excellent. Calling his bluff. But I think he's actually going to sign, honestly. Yeah. He's basically just telling him, I know you. If you want to do this, then fine, do it. This is the girl he rescued last time. So, is this going to cause Louis to frequent this place a lot more? Well, I guess he hasn't really eaten in a while. course, he's got to have his bodyguard. And just leaving like that? That's a night. That's a girl who knows how to take her one shot. So basically, even though this is really putting it too lightly, his father basically thinks, okay, fine, my son is going through a rebellious phase. You've been here for like 2 or 3 months, dude. Yeah, that scene, like, alright, never mind. Legoshi, I do hope that you settle things down with Juno first. You still haven't, right? This dude. What? That's supposed to. Yeah. This dude. Oh my god. This dude. Oh my god. I I want to punch Legoshi so much right now. Oh, yep, nope, that's it. Oh, look at Juno's tail. Oh my god. I can't. Oh my god. Uh, is Legacy actually going to earn the title of womanizer? Oh, he's achieved a state of zen. I wonder what that meat actually is. Oh, really? He had to get it himself. Huh. I'm impressed. I mean, color me impressed. I may not agree with him, but you know, that was pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Yep, sleeping. Yeah, you gotta sleep sometime. I think I see you are. Yeah. You should talk it out, Legosi. Wait, are they seriously not going to be heard by others? It's, it's just basic. Because that's, yeah, just doesn't care about that. Go public? Yeah. I think. Yeah. Tell me about it, dude. Oh, super heavy. What the hell is in there? It's. No. Bite strength. All right. Mm. Why is that? Oh, basically tug of war. I mean, he's never. What? Is it because he's stressing himself too much? Or is he losing his actual carnivore instincts? Yeah, not really sure about all that, but okay, this was so. Anyways, we'll talk more after this. Okay, lots of fun stuff to talk about in this episode. Let's quickly dive into what happened at the very end there, right? With Legoshi losing strength in his jaws and whatnot. I'm not entirely 100% sure like what's causing that. My initial guess is actually more of a fatigue problem, right? Because Legoshi has been trying to alternate between, trying to train himself versus his school stuff, right? He still needs to keep his grades up and whatnot. I highly doubt he's getting enough sleep, he's not getting enough rest, and so on and so forth. So I think it might be just simply a case of getting fatigued and not really having the energy to do that sort of stuff, right? Now, potentially there could be also some sort of setup in terms of because of the path that Legoshi is choosing, right? Maybe he's losing some of his carnivore strength or something of that sort, but that doesn't really make too much scientific sense, honestly. So that's why I'm not actually going for that theory as of yet, right? It's not like Legoshi used to eat meat in the past and now is stopping the and now is halting his meat eating and whatnot. He never ate meat in the first place, right? So you can't really be weakened from something that you've never done. So I don't really think it's that it's that kind of thing. I think it's more of a fatigue problem, but we'll see in the next episode, right? And honestly, all right, let's since we're on the topic of Legoshi already, let's continue on, right? Because I was alternated between being impressed and also being disgusted by him in this episode. Like, holy crap! Like, first of all, the part where he achieved his state of Zen and whatnot, right? Like, sure. As I said before, I don't completely agree with the way that he's going about things and his perceptions, his values and whatnot, but I can definitely respect him, right? And it's definitely impressive that he is putting this much thought into this entire meat absolving practice that he has, sourcing the meat himself, and then also going about it at a point where he's like, okay, yeah, these are all lives, and so they have their own stories, I gotta respect that, and so on and so forth. Like, I go from it, I view this from a different standpoint, but if this is how Legoshi is choosing to view it, I mean, more power to him, right? And I can definitely be impressed by the fact that he's basically overcoming his carnivore tendencies and actually achieving what he wants to achieve. So I'm fine, right? If that's what you want, go for it. You be the master of your own destiny. So I was really impressed by that part. But then the way that he's going about the situation with, like, not even, I guess we can talk about Juno first, but that to me, we already knew that Legoshi was sort of tactless and insensitive to these kinds of things, right? So I can facepalm, I can groan at that, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, fine, Legoshi is Legoshi, right? He's not the most how can I put it? He's not the most social guy, so maybe he just doesn't know this kind of tendencies. You laugh it off, and you hope that he can eventually learn, right? But that's more of a oopsie than anything. The part with Haru though is I believe I talked about this actually already back a few episodes ago, once the second season started, because we had this sort of similar conversation as well, right? I think 2 episodes ago between Legoshi and Haru, and indeed in a lot of other places as well. So I think what Haru is talking about here is absolutely correct in that Legoshi is being selfish, right? And don't get me wrong, like, I know that he has the best of intention, right? He's good natured, he just wants the best for Haru and so on and so forth. I get that. But a relationship is a two-way thing. So I mentioned this before. You can't just go about and assume stuff, and make your own decision by yourself on what you believe is the best course of action, right? That is entirely selfish and honestly quite arrogant, right? Like, I'm not saying here that Haru is like a saint or all that. No, we definitely know that she has her own quirks and tendencies as well. But a healthy relationship has to be two ways, right? You have to communicate these kinds of matters and not just go about assuming things by your own and then reaching a resolution by your own and just going about it like that. That doesn't work, right? So more so than the part with Juno, which to me I feel like it's more of a an accident or whatnot. You could say once again that Legoshi is doing this with the best of intentions, but that doesn't really cut it out as a good excuse beyond all this, right? He needs to actually listen and he needs to go about this actively, have an active dialogue with Haru in order to really um in order to really think this through and talk this out and decide things, right? Like even no the marry me part, right? Like obviously that was hilarious and I laughed a lot as well, but it's just in one sense you can say that how can he be so unskilled in basic social norms and whatnot, right? But I think the problem runs deeper than just that. If it was just that, we can just kind of laugh about it and whatnot, but he's really, I don't know how to say it. Even though he doesn't mean it, he's really going about it in a way where it's sort of like a holier than you attitude, right? Um, uh, it's not the best kind of example for this, but it really reminds me a lot of like modern day um, a lot of modern day people. They might try to enact their own values. They're just be like, okay, I know what the best is for you, and so just do things like this and so on and so forth. And I absolutely hate it. I hate it when people are patronizing. You don't know what the other party wants, right? And before you understand that, you can't just go about putting your own values onto them, right? You could certainly have your own view of things and whatnot, but at the end of the day, that is another person's life, and you know, they have the best pedigree to decide, what they want to do with their lives and what they want, what their goals are, what their values are, etc., 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 right? And that is something that Legoshi is not actually respecting right now, even though it seems that he's trying to really go to the other side of the herbivores and whatnot. He wants to become a champion of theirs and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it does kind of seem to me, and this is something that I've been talking about since the first season as well, that Legoshi is really trying to um maybe not trying. He's viewing himself as this sort of holy warrior, right? This holy crusader for the herbivores, and yet, he never stopped to ask like whether or not it's necessary. We assume that, and he assumes that it's necessary because of the state that herbivores are in and whatnot. But who asked Legoshi to become their champion? Right, that's basically my whole point here. It's one thing to become a champion of justice and whatnot, but um you still have to respect the other side's feelings. And I feel like this talk kind of really expanded a lot more to not only relationship, but also his entire view on herbivores as well. But I do think that this is a recurring problem that Legoshi has, and so the relationship issues that he has with Haru can sort of be viewed as a microcosm of his his thoughts and goals of being of getting closer to herbivores as a whole, right? So I do enjoy the fact that the anime has brought out this, and in fact even has characters calling out him for this. I think that's great. I think that's really realistic, and indeed I would love to see how they continue to develop this part of the story, and how Legacy can continue to mature and grow based on these tendencies that he has. Um, and then I guess at the end we can talk about Louis a little bit. I feel like the translator, post-apocalyptic subs, they're great, right? But I feel like they sort of they made a little bit of mistake in the Louis scene, which is when he went to the bar and we saw him, when we saw his dad's signature at the bottom there. That scene was actually, I think, was supposed to tell us, make us think that, okay, his dad relented at the very end and just signed a paper, right, to allow him to withdraw from the school. And then later on, when we see the complete paper, we see that no, it's not a letter of withdrawal. It's just a letter of taking a leave of absence, an extended leave of absence from school. So and that was what the crossing out was. The kanji there was originally, it was like stopping going to school and whatnot, and instead it's just a longer leave of absence, a temporary leave of absence. I mean, they got the translation correct. It's just that I feel like they weren't supposed to they weren't supposed to spoil us, if you will, at that point, and only later on is it revealed. It's just a minor nitpick, honestly. It doesn't really affect the story too much, but I just wanted to point that one out. And so basically, what this is saying is that hey, Louis, this is not permanent yet. You know, there is obviously still chance for you to go back. You don't have to live the rest of your life as a mafia member or whatnot. And indeed, I think that is kind of important because it's definitely strongly hinting that Louis is still going to be going back at the very end here, as we pretty much all expect, right? Like, nobody really expects Louis to live the rest of his life as a mafia boss, right? Right? But anyways, but you know, throughout the indie hire thing, I did have the feeling that his father is really looking at this more like, okay, my son is going through a rebellious phase. I'll just play along for now. You know, allow him. He's confused about life and whatnot. Let me allow him to spread his wings a little bit, to go out and you know, do what he wants, at least temporarily. But then, you know, later on, once we go through all that, we can sit down and have a nice talk once again, right? Because as his father says, his resolution isn't completely set yet. There is still a chance to revert, right? So I did love that part as well. Anyways, that's it for this episode of BEASTARS, and again, next episode everything will come back to normal. So thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.